Welcome back. If you haven't watched step one of this tutorial, I would highly recommend it. But where we are at from step one, and now we're going into step two, we are going to transition this ball bounce into, that transition into the squares. We're going to be using timeline cuts. We're going to be using, and again, size transitions, position transitions, shape or roundness transitions. And we're going to overlap or clip these timelines together to make this look completely seamless. So this is what we have thus far. And again, if you didn't take advantage of that first one, I would highly recommend it. But we're going to, again, using Juliet and Kite keyboard shortcuts to get to jump to this moment. And what I want is I want to come to my circle layer. And at this point, I know that I will want at the bottom of the bounce, so it jumps in, it goes down, and it comes back up. And again, we're going to measure this, just to keep it easy. We want to go to the bottom of the bounce. So we're coming 15 frames in the future. And this is the moment, So let's use our U on our keypad just to see, just the keyframes that we have, So this is the moment. So using Juliet, Kite, keyboard, I am at the last keyframe of this particular animation. If I continue on, nothing else happens. So at this point, I am going to use Command, Shift, D as in dog. And notice it cuts this into two different timelines. I have circle and I have circle 2. Now nothing happens in circle 2 because I have no keyframes in there, If I press the letter U, nothing shows up after the fact. We can see the keyframes that happened before, but they don't happen after. So for this purposes, I'm just going to delete circle 2 because I don't need it anymore. But I am going to come in here just for like a frame or two later, and just extend this just for a second because I need it just as I transition this from a ball to a box. So if I remember correctly, all the way back to tutorial number 1, to get to make a shape layer, we need to come up here to our shape layer here. We can use our letter Q to rotate between those shape layers. And what you'll want to do to get to draw a perfectly anchor pointed shape like we have here, we're just going to double click on that shape. Not sure why I did that. Let's try that one more time. Let's go at the beginning. Let's try that one more time. Oh, because it's big. I just made that perfect mistake. Make sure to click off all layers because it will make it based off the anchor point that's there. So let me try that one more time. So I'm clicked off all layers. I am not talking to anybody, and I'm just going to double click. So I think that happened to a couple of folks, when you were transitioning, why is my anchor point at a different point? Because maybe you had circle selected, or maybe you had your palette selected. Who knows? But in this situation, you want to kick off all layers and start fresh with a new shape layer. So this one, we know we are going to make a square. It doesn't look like a square yet, but taking the beats from our circle, we're going to use the 300 and the 170 and the 300 square, So I'm going to use my J and my K to jump to that moment. And at this point, I'm going to go into contents, I'm going to go into rectangle 1 and I'm going to go in rectangle path. I'm going to unlink the chain and I'm going to make that 300 by actually 170. The reason why is because I want it to be in that pill or the squish shape, part of the bounce, So that's what I need to do. So now I need to get to position. So this is something that happened with a couple of you guys, or I've seen it happen before, is that there's multiple position changes, So this is something we have to pay attention to. So inside rectangle, there's a position, but it's 0 and 0. Under, let's see if I do transform rectangle, there's also a position that's 0 and 0. But what I need to pay attention to is this 960 by 540 position. That's what I need to change. So the quickest way to get there would be P, for position. So to change that position, I don't want to use my mouse because it might mess with one of those other positions. I actually want to use it right using this, right? So I'm going to drag this into location. So, and just for my own sake, I'm going to use T for transparency, and I'm going to knock this down to 50%, just so I can see, right, that I'm doing the correct, let's go fit up to 200, the correct overlap. So let's go back to P for position. I'm slightly off, so let me go 700, oh, it's 750. So right at that moment, right, so it bounces in and boom, right, now it's that. But I don't want this to be, my rectangle to be there before, right, and overlapping with my circle animation. So I'm going to do a similar thing like I did with my circle. I'm going to go Command-Shift-D, and I'm going to slice the first segment of my square, and I'm going to delete that. So there's that one moment, right, where these guys overlap. Let me go ahead and just change this to just square. We don't want two squares, it's square. So let's go to position and let's put our keyframe. Let's also, and I just realized I did not put a keyframe on my shape size. So let's go ahead and do that. So I got those two, right? And then the last one I want to do is I want to do roundness. So in roundness, I can actually make this look as close as I possibly can, right, to the pill shape that the squish part of the bounce happens. But it's so, so subtle that probably the human eye won't recognize it. So again, I'm going to put a keyframe on that roundness moment. So if I am going by the same beats as my, it's going to be you, my ball bounce, right? So it takes 15 frames for it to fall in. It takes about to the full second to get to the top of the bounce, which if we look at it, right, that's about 15 frames in the future, just for your edification. And then 15 frames from that, we fall back down. So I'm just going to replicate that, right? So I'm going to say, okay, so it took 15 frames to get here. So I'm going to say it's take the whole second to get back up. So at that point, I just want to update these keyframes. So I want to go, I know at the top of the bounce, I want it to be a perfect square. I know that I want it to be, right? So then we want to take off the roundness to 0. And my position is going to come back up. What was that, 250 if I remember correctly? But remember, I have that guide, so I can just borrow from that. So there's probably 300. We'll call it 300 just because we like round numbers, right? So all of a sudden, right, I go from my pill bounce to my box. And since I'm here, because might as well, right, I'm going to come back over here. And again, 15 frames in the future, I know that I want the position to be back to the bottom, right? So I could replicate this keyframe, but I think it's going to be if I copy it and I paste it in this moment. Oh, no, it is. It's perfect. If I was questioning of what it could be, I'd be like, I might want to just drag the number down, until I get to the thing, be like, or I could actually obviously just type in that number. So that's probably 750, just make it a round, make it a round number. So once again, we're here at the pill. We've got our box and it falls to the ground. So I'm going to begin this transition, change my workspace to just look at that part of the animation. So I'm going to go to about frame 10, and I'm going to press the letter B for beginning, and I'm going to come to the 3-second marker, and I'm going to put N for end. And so I'm going to play this and see what happens. Boop, 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 boop. And it feels good, right? Obviously we have the opacity change. So let's see if we change that. What if we have a perfect experience? I'm going to say that we do. Boom, boom, right? So we're having the same problem that we did with the ball when it first came into our lives, right? That it feels a little bowling ball-y, right? So we're going to come back in, space bar, and we're going to come in. Well, first off, right, what have we forgotten? We have forgotten to put on our ketchup. We forgot to put on our easy ease. So again, you can just do function F9. I like keyboard shortcuts, or you can right click and go to keyframe velocity and go easy ease. So we now have it. So let's watch it from there. Does that change it dramatically? It does. It feels a lot nicer. It feels a lot snappier. But I want to give it some attitude. So I'm going to do the same thing like I did before. And I'm going to go to my graph editor. So the graph editor is the same as before, right, with these beautiful little humps. So we're just going to move. So this is where the trick is, right? Finding, there it is. I want it to snap really fast at the top. And I know, right, I want it to hang out for a second. So I'm going to go select this pink one, and I'm going to pull that. Oop, that's not it. You can kind of tell. I want to talk to the pink guy. So I'm going to pull this guy over and pull this guy back until, yeah. So we get that M shape like we did with the other animation. So let's play it through at that point and see what we got. So bounces, snap. So I actually want that to be a little bit faster. I want it to be, I keep grabbing the wrong thing. Maybe if I zoom in, there we go. Zooming in helps. So yeah, make sure to grab that pink arrow. Oh, wrong pink. Let's make sure. This is where the struggle bus happens, right? There it is. We get it. No, we don't. Well, so this is what we can do. We can be like, I don't have the right thing. We can move those bad boys out of the way just momentarily, right? Just to be like, okay, I just need to talk to the point that I want to talk to, which is not this one. So that moves away. Now it's like, yeah, so that anchor point is kind of messing with me. There it goes. Now I'm getting there. And then maybe I'll pull this a little bit sharper to that edge. So same thing over here. Again, yeah, we can keep it. We can keep it. So let's watch it from this point and see if we like what's going on. Yeah, that's much better. Right? So it's again, it's a little cartoony, but we want it cartoony, right? We want that exaggeration, that's almost elastic snap, right? So before I walk away from this, I want to move those keyframes back up to its original point because I don't really want to mess with those other points, right? Yeah, that feels better. So we are now to a beautiful place. Let me zoom back out so we can see this. Where if we look back at the original animation, it spins into the rectangle, right? So this, so we want it to start at this point, right? And we want it to, as it comes up to the top of the bounce, we want it to rotate into position and spin back down. So at this point, I want, we want R for rotation. So we're going to select no rotation now. And if we use our U and we jump back to our K, right? He does 180 in the original tutorial. So we're just going to follow that. So it goes whoop, and then at this point, it falls back down. So we could do another, 180. So that would be 360 degrees or one full rotation. So let's watch it through and see what happens. So maybe we want it to land, right, a little bit faster, right? Because at this point, that's too much, right? So we might want to move that in just a bit, right? So and maybe we could fasten it up a little bit. So let's move those around a little bit just to move it. There it goes. Because we want it, like a flip cup, right? We want to make it, it's got to get all the way around, all the way around. So I'm just trying to equally space those out so it feels natural. So perfect. Again, the same situation. We want to put that easy ease. We want to put that ketchup. We want to put that mustard. We want to put that sriracha sauce on the thing, right? Boom, right? And we could, same thing here too. We could come into the keyboard or the velocity editor. We could make, especially the rotation that is turquoise. We could make that snappier, right? We could make that where it really gets fast. Let's see what happens when that happens. So much better, right? It feels so much boom, right? It feels like it's much more animated. So, but what I might want to do is I might want it to hesitate on the rotate back down. So I'm going to make that letter M, right? So I want it to hesitate as it comes up, boom, but it's so much faster as it drops down. So because that's gravity, right? So I keep making these letter M's, but they work, right? They work. So yay, we did it. So you have now transitioned. Let's start this all the way from the beginning. Let's play all the way through. So ball bounces in, ball bounces up, and spins. Ball bounces in, ball bounces up, transition to the box and falls down. So if you feel it's a little fast, I might want to, just for fun, maybe I make this just a little bit slower. There's a lot going on with the spin, so maybe I'm gonna move this 5 frames in the future. So that's 2 minutes or 2 seconds and 5 frames. So then knowing that that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm gonna make this like the flat 3 seconds, right? Because that's four steps. So that's 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps. So if I wanted to make this feel equal, that's the 1 step, 2 steps, 3 steps, 4 steps, 25 frames. So I'm just gonna move that over here. So same thing here too. I might want to space these out a little bit. So again, they're evenly distributed. So let's watch that all the way through. Maybe that's a little too slow. Such is life sometimes. Maybe it was better. Maybe it was better. So let's go back. Let's go back. I think it was better the first time. And sometimes that happens. I just wanted to see it. I just had to see it. And we're back. So yeah, it's just a better, just better at 2. So we're going to keep it so it's even. But that is it, right, for this one. So I'm going to stop this here. And we are going to do explosions next. So that'll be step 3. So keep your lookout for that.